Hello and welcome to another episode of the Golden Wrestling Conversation, or Convo for short. So, the Golden Wrestling Convo. Some of you may have already heard the news, but if not, WWE has done their spring cleaning. Hornswoggle has been let go. Alex Riley, El Torito, Cameron, Santino Marella, Wade Barrett, Damien Sandow, and Seb Coulter have all been future endeavored, let go, released, whatever word you want to use. Um, so I'm going to go through these and give my thoughts and yeah, just kind of ramble on here. Just kind of discuss these releases and how I feel about them and whatnot. Thank you for tuning in, as always. So Hornswoggle, he really hasn't had any work for some time. I haven't seen him on TV for some time. It's a shame that he lost his job. With all of these talents, it's a shame that they lose their job. But Hornswoggle's one that I don't think I'm going to miss. He hasn't been on TV for a long time. And I guess that's just the thing where he's just gone now, sadly. But that it happens. Uh, I did hear that he is already booked for a show with Jeff Jarrett's promotion, Global Force Pro Wrestling. So at least we see that he's already gotten work. And the heart-shattering thing is that 2 hours before he got released, he had a post on Twitter saying how much he enjoyed working for WWE and things of that sort. So it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that he got let go. Um, Next person is Alex Riley. Alex Riley, who I feel was really coming into his own in NXT. This now makes two wrestlers that are let go while on NXT television. Alex Riley will be on NXT next week, facing Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's no longer with the company. Pretty sad. I think he was getting better, and I was telling a lot of the posters on Reddit. I was telling them that Riley reminded me of like a 1980s, 1990s gaijin in Japan. With the wet hair and the rage and being really angry and things of that sort. And I liked it. I liked the gimmick. I thought it was good. I thought it fit with the rest of NXT. NXT is having a lot of like old school gimmicks, and it's a shame that he couldn't make it work, I guess, and he's gone. Will likely end up in TNA. I would like for him to go try New Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah or even HAPW or Wrestle One. There's been a lot of shift going on in the Japanese indie scene right now, and I think Riley could maybe get over there. He could maybe make a name for himself over there. I don't think he'd do well in ROH, but I think he could do well in the Japanese indie scene because, like I said, he reminded me a lot of a 80s, 90s heel American in out there in Japan. El Torito got released, and for those that don't know, El Torito was he was Mascarita Dorada. So I think that if he wants to go back to Mexico or if he wants to go to Lucha Underground, he'll be absolutely fine. I don't think he has anything to worry about. Um, El Torito's going to be okay. He should be good. Cameron, damn, that is fucked up. I was just saying yesterday how I thought her rant was a work and things of that sort, and she is gone. But I mean, at least now it proves that it wasn't a work. That's for one. But the fucked up thing is, it also proves that she cannot work. Because that means all the botches she was doing in ring during NXT were legit. Those were her fault. And that sucks because, like, that's what you go to NXT for, is to develop yourself and develop your talent. And she was let go. It's pretty shitty. Kind of sucks. But I guess that's how it is. Wish her the best. I severely doubt she can make noise pretty much anywhere. Um, I mean, she's still hot, so if she wants to be a valet in the indies, I mean, she could maybe give that a whirl, but as far as in ring is concerned, I don't think anybody would necessarily want her, which is sad. And yeah, it's just a sad truth for poor Cameron. You know, I thought she was hot. You know, basically, I think she's hot. And I think that I don't know if she wasn't giving her all or what caused this release, but I was hoping for more from her. But she got Marty Jannetty. Um, Naomi is clearly the Shawn Michaels in that situation, sadly. Uh, but I mean, what can you do? Santino Marella got released as well. I'm surprised he's even still on the roster. Like, what the fuck? I was never a big Santino fan. I think I enjoyed his work once when he debuted, and I saw some of the vignettes when he was in NXT, and I thought they were interesting. I don't think Santino really cares. Like, I don't think he's going to work in the business anymore. I've been reading and heard others. I know Wrestling Jesus said that Santino had retired or something. I didn't know. Like I said, I've never really cared for Santino enough to notice any of that stuff. Wade Barrett asked for his release. Now Barrett is one of those guys that he can be great anywhere he goes. I remember a few months back there was rumors that somebody was going into UFC from the WWE, and the main candidate for it was Wade Barrett. A lot of fans thought that Wade Barrett would be the one to go into UFC, and he's got the build for it. You know what I mean? He's a tall dude. I believe they always that he used to have training boxing, so I'm pretty sure the guy can hit hard. I'm pretty sure he can learn how to fight in UFC, and I think he has a chance. You know, he's got a good frame for it. I think that if he goes into ROH, he's automatically over. I think he'd be world champion in a year or two in ROH. The guy's insanely talented. Um, I think if he goes to New Japan, he'd do great. I think if he goes to Pro Wrestling Noah, he'd do great. I think if he goes to Wrestle One, he'd do great. If he go to AJPW, he'd do great. The only place I think Wade Barrett wouldn't do that great in would be like a BJW or a CW, you know, as far as like the more hardcore stuff. But I'm a big Barrett fan. I think Barrett's the truth, and I think he'll be fine wherever he goes. And if he does go to UFC, like the rumors are saying, and he wins a couple fights, he doesn't even have to win a lot of fights. He just has to win a couple fights. If he wins a couple fights, by the time he comes back, if he does choose to come back to WWE, he'll be over as fuck. You know what I mean? We saw what happened with Lesnar, and you know he won the championship in UFC, and he came back, and he was the biggest thing in the world. So, I mean, being in UFC does that to professional wrestlers. So, and Damien Sandow, who a lot of fans seem to be really upset about, and I don't really get that. He was a good comedy act. You know what I mean? I don't think he could have ever really been a world champion or anything like that. I thought he was charismatic and he was funny, but I never saw anything in the ring that impressed me. You know what I mean? I never saw anything from his ring work that was like, oh wow, to give this guy the strap, he's so entertaining in the ring. I never saw that. And I know that this is two different philosophies where some say, well, the only thing that matters is the personality and blah, blah, blah. But that to me, just, it's not true, you know, because if you can't have a match, then you can't have a match, you know. Barry Horowitz got himself over. He had a great personality. Everybody loved him, but that doesn't mean he deserved, you know, a title shot or to be pushed or anything like that, you know. Uh, because they didn't really do anything. Like the only thing I remember Barry Horowitz ever doing was a freaking schoolboy, and the only thing I remember Damien Sandow ever doing, like I don't even remember him doing anything other than pretending to be the Miz. Like that's literally all I can remember Damien Sandow for, and that stuff was funny, and he did a good job with it. But like, take out the Miz, and what do you got? You know what I mean? The only reason it was funny was because the Miz was acting upset, and things of that sort. You know, Sandow wasn't really doing much. Um, Do I think he had talent? Yeah, he was a funny guy. He made me laugh a couple times. He was charismatic. I'm not saying he wasn't those things. But as far as like from his ring work, I never saw anything that really astounded me. I may be wrong. He may go to the Indies and tear it the fuck up. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. But from what I saw of Sandow, I don't know. He's in the same position as Cameron for me, where I don't know where they're going to end up, and I wish them the best. Um, I don't know what's going to happen with Sandow. Maybe Global Force will give him a call. I don't know. I didn't see anything that really impressed me, but I wish him the best. And, maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll show up in ROH and be like legit talented and blow everybody else out the water. Who knows? You never know. And Seb Culture was released, which doesn't make sense to me. I believe Seb Culture had a lot of history in the wrestling business and WWE in general. I thought he was going to be one of those guys that stuck around for a long time, but I guess not. Sad to see Seb go. Wonder how they're going to repackage Swagger without Seb. Also in the news today, rumors are going around in like wildfire that ROH is interested. Oh no, not ROH isn't interested. WWE is interested in getting some of the ROH guys. Supposedly about a quarter of the talent of the ROH, WWE wants to scoop up and take away from them. Wants to buy them, if you will, not take them away, but wants to buy their contracts and bring them up to WWE. The three names that are being thrown around are Moose, Roderick Strong, and Adam Cole, I believe, or Adam Page. I'm not sure. One of those two. They're both named Adam. Um, I know Moose is insanely over. He's a former football player. He's got a great look. He got himself over with his taunt and his name. I could see why they want him. He's got a great build. He's a strong, big guy. WWE is very interested. I hear NJPW is very interested. I'm hearing that pretty much every organization is interested in Moose. So I guess you can put Moose in the hottest free agent category now. I'm also hearing talk that WWE is interested in Roderick Strong, which is surprising to me, but nobody deserves it more than Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong has been busting his ass for who knows how long. I think the guy can work. I'm really bored by a Roderick Strong match. He does some pretty cool stuff, nothing too extraordinary, but nothing too basic either. But the thing that interests me about the rumors of WWE purchasing ROH talent is that I originally heard that they wanted a quarter, so that would be 1/4 of the talent, and now I'm hearing they only want three. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a big, like a raid type situation where they grab a bunch of talent, or if they just grab those three. So I guess just going to have to wait and see. Very interested in Sunday now. Maybe the last time I see Roderick Strong or Moose live. So I'm going to enjoy those moments extra. So yeah, sad. Sad. I was wrong about Cameron, and I wish her the best. I was hoping it was a work, but it turns out that that was not a work. That was legit. Sadness. Sad day. Wish them all the best. Let's see where we go from here.